Hi, my name's Chris, and I'm going to teach you how to cook my version of the pork spare ribs. As of right now, I got a rack of ribs right here. It's already been cut, St. Louis style cut, and on the back side, membrane has been already taken off. The whole point of a St. Louis cut is actually get most of all the ribs already kind of uniformity. Any type of excess meat hanging off, you probably want to trim it right off. This part right here is just the fat. It's okay, it'll kind of melt into the rest. But any big sections hanging over, you want to go ahead and trim that. The reason being is it's going to burn a lot faster than you have charred ends. Now we're going to go ahead. Next step is going to put our dry rub on it. I use a variant, but you can actually kind of get creative yourself. I use a lot of like Tony Satcher's, seasoned salt. You get like the sweet and smoky grill mates. You can actually go down and get also other different types. Like you got smokes, you got Texas in there and stuff like that. But you got to be a little creative with yourself. I get a little Tupperware, but just kind of shake everything up. Next, you just gotta kind of just, you know, be generous with it. And just kind of use your hands, just kind of rub it all in. You want to get all little nooks and crannies to make sure you get all that rub. As you see, I already did one rack just a couple minutes ago. You want to get down the sides, everything. Just want to kind of lather the whole rack of rib up with this dry rub. After that done, flip it over and repeat on this side. If you use all of it, just go ahead and make some more. Now a lot of people, they don't like taking the membrane off. A lot of people score it, but the reason why it gets all chewy and nasty, and it kind of doesn't let the actual rub actually penetrate the meat deep down inside. So the best thing is to take it off. That should be good for all that. All right, now of course you get your hands all dirty. Just rinse them off real quick. All right, next, since we already put the dry rub already on, you go ahead and wrap them. So I'm just gonna go ahead, kind of shake it a couple times. Yeah, there you go. Just go ahead and place it. You might have to rinse your hands off again. I know I rinse my hands off a lot, but. All right, now just go ahead, just completely wrap the entire rib up. Doesn't matter what side it's facing, if it's facing down or facing up. As you can see, I'm kind of using a lot. Just want to wrap it up so none of that stuff gets, none of the rub gets out. And kind of want to just not really airtight it, but just enough to let the dry rub kind of just settle in with that meat. And right from now, you go ahead and put it in the fridge for about a half an hour before you put it on the grill. And that's step one. All right, we're back and just taking both racks of ribs out of the fridge. They've been in there for a half an hour after I dry rubbed them, just wrapped them up in a Saran wrap. And as of right now, we're going to go ahead and take them out and place them on the grill. So you can do that by using a pair of scissors and a halfway decent sharp knife. I kind of like using the scissors just because you have a little bit more control over them than a knife. You might actually poke the meat, which I mean, it's not going to damage the meat at all. All right. There you go, there's one rack. What I do, you just want to go ahead and have a plastic bag. Just go ahead and discard that. I gotta use it no more, of course. Have it, both ribs ready to go on the grill. Alright, now we're going to go ahead and move outside to the grill. Alright, right now I'm using one of the grills you get from Lowe's with the smoker additional add-on. Each grill is a little bit different. But this one, you want to keep it about 250 to 270 for about 3 hours. And that'd be your first part of the 3-2-1 method that we're going to be doing. Alright, ribs are on. Ribs are on. From this model right here, we're going to rock it at about 250 to 270 degrees for the first hour. And then every 15 minutes after that, we're going to spritz them, which means just spraying some apple juice on it every 15 minutes for the remainder of the 2 hours of the first part of the 3-2-1. The 3-2-1 method is breaking down into 3 parts. It's a combined total of about 6 hours. We're going to smoke these ribs. The first 3 hours is just what I explained. You're going to leave them covered like this for about an hour, then spritz them every 15 minutes for the first 2 hours. Then the second part, we're going to wrap them for 2 hours. And the last one, we're just going to go ahead and just put them back on the grill by itself. So that is the first step of the 3-2-1 method. For safety reasons, make sure you have a hose here. As you can see, I've already cut the grass on fire once. So make sure you have a hose just in case. You cook like I do. That's it. Alright, so we've already an hour into our first step of the 3-hour block. So I'm going to quickly show you what I mean by a spritz. Get a regular cleaner bottle. Of course, I got it from the dollar store, paid a buck for it. So fill it full of just straight apple juice. So what you want to do also, make sure it's kind of on a mist. Don't have like a spray, because if you actually have like the spray, like the, I guess you would say like the jet portion of it, it would actually like ruin the top and push the seasoning off to the side. So what you want to do is just make sure it's on a mist. So just make sure it's on a mist. So what you want to do, kind of want to make it quickly as can, because all the heat will actually escape out. So what you want to do is just come up, bring it up. And you just want to get down the sides of it, all the way to the back. The whole point of this is actually just to keep those ribs moist. As you see, I'm be very, I guess, generous with it. And as soon as you're done, just go ahead, pop it down. All right, and now you're going to do that every 15 minutes for the next 2 hours. I know it's kind of time consuming, but it does pay off at the end. All right, the ribs have been on the grill for about 3 hours now, right around that time. Constant back and forth, about 250 degrees to 260, right around that time. But that's like kind of the range that we want to be at. As you can see, it's really huffing and puffing and smoking right now, so it's actually really good. So right now we're going to go ahead and pull both racks of ribs off, and we're going to take them inside to go ahead and wrap them. Alright, so now we're inside. Just took them off the grill, so now we're going to go ahead and wrap them up right now. Already pre-laid out the aluminum foil. It does not matter what side. A lot of people are like, oh, shiny side, dull side. It really doesn't matter. If you don't believe me, you Google it, look it up, because made a believer out of me. It doesn't really matter what side you use. Alright, so we're going to actually make 2 different types of ribs. One is the regular way I make it, and the other way I made it last time. It's actually for my uncle. He is a diabetic. So I'm going to go ahead and do that one again for anyone who's diabetic. Going to kind of cut all the sugar out of it. So we're going to do the first one, just the regular style. can see, when you throw it on here, meat side up, and we're going to use certain things. Use raw honey, Parkey. It's there's just a squeezed vegetable oil. We're going to do some tiger sauce, do a little bit of hot sauce, and we're going to lightly put a little bit of apple sauce in there. I used actually the apple sauce, the chunky style, and we're going to just put a little bit of apple juice in there so it actually still retains moisture. So I like to do, I kind of like to make a boat. Oh, and also one more thing, we're actually going to put some brown sugar also on that, so I skipped that. But what we're going to kind of do, make a little bit of a boat in that aspect. And we use the one that I used last time.
You might have to grab a full one.
I guess I would have to grab a full one, but it's a good, I'll get all that out. As you can see, and as I said, we use the sugar, and I skipped over beforehand, it's actually the dark brown sugar, gives it a little bit better of a taste. You can use light, but I just prefer to use the dark. As you can see, this is why it's not really good for diabetic people. It's a lot of sugar. You know, just kind of press it in there, press it really nice and all down. All right, what I like doing too, put the raw honey, I put it in the regular squeeze bottle so it actually pours on a little bit easier rather than trying to dump the whole can. And what you want to do with this, just kind of go 3 or 4 times. Nothing big and nothing crazy. Tiger sauce. This stuff is a little bit spicy and it has a little bit of a kick to it, so you don't want to go too crazy with it. I do kind of do 1 stripe, maybe 2. Don't worry about, I don't make it too spicy just because younger children are not immune to it. Put a little bit of hot sauce into this one, just to kind of bake it in. Not going to put too much since hot sauce is very, very overpowering. Just put a couple drops, you know, up in there. So nothing crazy, but I'm not going to put it on the back side. And I'm actually going to save the apple juice for last. Didn't really prep this part. Alright, with the applesauce, just going to lightly put a little bit of applesauce on top. I like using the chunks, like I said, because I actually get the whole apple in there, in the applesauce, but kind of lightly do it. This will actually help out with when you wrap it up, holding that moisture in. So now we did one side, go ahead, flip it on the other side. So now you can see the ribs are actually, the meat side is facing down. And you're just going to repeat the same thing on this side. Put a little bit more. Didn't really get it that good. Alright. You want to kind of, just like I said, smooth it all around. Don't worry about it. It's just all going to go right into the meat. Alright. Alright, now with the honey, same principle. I should put a little bit more honey in that. I'll have to do that real quick before. Really good. Alright. Now tiger sauce again. Just lightly with the applesauce. Alright, now, like I said, make the boat, kind of fold it all up. Some ribs, when you do it at St. Louis, it's a little bit harder to kind of do it. But as you see, if you pre-lay it all out, have multiple wraps. So, you gotta kind of move it around a lot. The whole point is you're just trying to keep it all in and keep all the juices all in. While you're doing this, kind of wraps and seals.
You gotta keep track of which side.
Yep, you gotta keep track of which side. I was actually gonna get to that.
Sorry.
So, what you want to do, you can actually kind of feel every time you flip it which side you're actually on. If you're on actually the meat side or the back side where like the diaphragm and the lungs are. So the whole point of that, you want to be able to, it's like you can kind of push down. You can actually feel like the way the rib is, kind of goes like this. So right now the meat side is down on it. So that is exactly how you want to put it back on the grill, just like this. The reason why, because now you want all that nice flavor and everything that you just did, moisten the meat on the back side. So we can set this off to the side. That one is actually ready to go on the grill. So this is the one that we're actually going to do for like my uncle's style, the diabetic style, I guess you could say. So same thing. Like I said, I like using the vegetable oil. There's like no sugar in it, and it's actually a lot more healthier for you. So now I'm not going to do any of the dark sugar at all, but instead of, and I like using this type of applesauce because there's hardly any sugar in it at all. So I'm going to be generous with this, I guess you could say. And just, yeah, moisten it all the way around and stuff like that. Still good. Same thing, little tiger sauce on it. So pretty much you're almost going to go through the same exact process, but you're just kind of cutting the sugar out of it. That's not what you use. So, and we like using the raw honey. It's a little bit more healthier for you. And I'm going to put it on a little bit. So I'm just going to use a spoon this time. You can actually use this too if you don't have a little squeeze bottle. Just use this method. Kind of go back and forth on it. So pretty much the same method. You're just kind of cutting the sugar out of it. And I'm not going to go too crazy with the hot sauce. Like I said, it's a little overpowering. And a lot of people just don't like the hot sauce stuff. Alright, so once that's done, go ahead, flip it to the back side, and repeat the same process. As you see, I'm pretty much doing the exact same. Give that nice little taste to it. And now for the honey, just one good line like this. Like I said earlier, it's gonna go ahead and as I wrap it, it's gonna kind of bake right into it. It's gonna be nice and good and healthy. Now for this one, since I ain't gonna skip on the sugar, but I really want to give that good taste. We'll still do that boat, like we said earlier. For this one, since we've been spritzing the whole entire time, we're actually going to use some apple juice on this one, kind of give it more of that taste. And be generous with it. As you can see, also since it's flipped, it's going down straight to the meat side. So as you can see, all ready to wrap it up. So you kind of fold up the ends, wrap the ends really good. And that one's good to go. So right now we're gonna go ahead and put it back on the grill, keep it about the same temperature, 250-ish, right around that time. Meat side down, we're gonna go ahead and put it on there for exactly 2 hours. And then we will pull them back off and unwrap them and see what our product looks like. All right, so we just completed the first, the 2 hour portion of it being wrapped. So now we're gonna go ahead and unwrap them and then put a meat side up and back on the grill for the last additional hour. So you make sure you want to have gloves with this because this is extremely hot. You will burn yourself. There's the first one. What I like to do is just grab it and kind of flip it. The juices go at the bottom of the grill. It's quite all right. You just wash it all off. There's the first one. Here's the second one, as you notice. A little bit of difference. Grab, kind of flip over.
So tell us which one has the sugar and which
As you can tell, this one has the sugar and this one doesn't have the sugar. As you can tell by the color as it actually caramelized. And right now, before I close the lid for the last hour, the last little bit off, I'm gonna do is just kind of put some homemade barbecue sauce on it. You can use Sweet Baby Ray's, that's still fine. Brush the apples off, it's quite alright. Notice they're both meat side up. Like I said, this is some homemade barbecue sauce. You can actually use any type of barbecue sauce you want.
That smells so good.
Keep it still at about 250 degrees. Keep it on for about 45 minutes to an hour. Just monitor it and we'll see how it all turns out. So we just taken the ribs off this last hour. So I've already cut them all up. As you can see, let's grab it. Here's a good one right here. It already has a smoke ring all the way around. Cut these in a couple of them in bigger little pieces and stuff like that because preferred method. But I kind of mixed them all together since we don't have any diabetic people here, I guess you could say. But they can actually try it out and give me any type of feedback they can. So hope this video kind of helps you all out. And go ahead and enjoy.